So you guys know that I'm not a clean crafter. This is my office. And it's, you know, stuff just gets thrown in here that, I mean, it's just like, and then this is my desk, right? It's like, there's just crap everywhere. You can't even see the floor. So we're going to fix that. We're going to make some changes. First thing we're going to do, well, we're going to clean it up, but we're going to turn this closet into the ultimate storage for crafting supplies. Then we're going to take all these shelves down. All of this stuff is going to end up, well, most of it's going to end up in these drawers. Yeah. And then I think I'm going to move, I've moved this desk all over this room before, but I think I'm going to move the desk back over to this wall. It's going to tuck tight into that corner. That's going to stay there. That bookshelf's going to go away. And then we'll have this whole wall for displaying some more artwork and have a nice background. So we're going to get organized. Now, it doesn't look like much right now, but pretty soon this will turn into this, will turn into that, times 30. Oh my gosh, so much work. Now that's a lot of storage. So each drawer is the same. The only difference is the height of each one. I have 12 4-inch drawers, 9 6-inch drawers, and 9 8-inch drawers. The main body is all constructed out of this, it's like 3/4, like 30 seconds, I don't know, CDX plywood. It's the cheapest plywood that I could get in that thickness. I didn't want to go any thinner than that because I like to build beefy drawers that are nice and strong. So I bought a nicer grade of plywood for the drawer fronts. This sheet was, I think, $10 more per sheet than it was for this thicker stuff. And this one is only, 30 seconds. It's a lot thinner or something like that, I'm guessing. I can't remember. But yeah, they're going to be nice and strong, glued and screwed together. We're going to put some slides on this and get that whole thing in my closet. Dang it! There's too much crap in here. Okay, the lighting's not the greatest over in this corner, but I took a long time to get this first row perfect. And not that saying that it took me a long time, but I took the time to make it perfect. Because once you get that first row set level and square and plumb and true and perfect, then you can just shim up from there and do all the rest of the boxes. And that took me a while, and you didn't want to watch me fiddle with it, so here we go. This is the carcass. Because I'm cheap. This is the cheap way to make a carcass. Instead of doing it out of plywood, you just use 1x3s. And then this obviously is very wobbly. That's no good. So once we get up to our final height and make sure that this is enough space, I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up with about 3/8 of an inch up here left, which is perfect. I'm going to put this one back up here as a shelf, so then I can throw big stuff back there, like my big pressure pot and my sewing machine, different things like that up there in storage. So that shelf will lock these down. We'll screw those down and they'll be solid once we put the top on it. I ran these 1x3s across the back just to hit the studs. So there's stud, that's solid. And then we can toenail this one in and make that solid. And then on the sides we have blocking to make it a little bit stronger. So it's pretty janky, but it only cost me like $20 for all that lumber, not $45 for one sheet of plywood. Or even, I would need 2 sheets, so it'd be $80 for 2 sheets of plywood. Because plywood sucks! That took a very, very, very long time to set those drawers. Oh my gosh. I built custom cabinets before, but it's usually like 3 or 4 drawers in each box, not 30 freaking drawers. Oh my goodness. It would just never end. But I'm so glad that I did it and it's done and I have it. Now I have to put all of that into there. Okay, not 100% done. We're making really good progress with the pile, as we call it. So, getting organized. I just taped on the labels temporarily. We might make something more permanent later once I get a final decision on how everything's going to be, because I don't really know. Like this bottom drawer, I don't even have it labeled because I just have one piece of fabric in it. I don't really know what's going to go in there yet. But leather scraps is starting to fill up nicely. This is my kids' favorite drawer, crayons and markers. Yeah, it keeps going. I got lots of that on sale at Walmart when the school season ended. And then we've got this drawer. It says rubber bands. Yeah, it is what it sounds like. An entire drawer of rubber bands. And the top shelf filled up pretty quickly because there's a lot of things that wouldn't fit in the drawers. All these solvents do fit in the drawers, but I don't want those close to the ground where the kids can get them. And then the back stock of acrylic, that definitely doesn't fit. So I don't have room for the pressure pot or my sewing machine, which is probably a good idea because those things are both really heavy. So it's good that they're not going way up there. I have to find a different spot for them. Okay, quick update. It's been like 2 weeks since I last recorded something in here because I've been so busy and it's getting very, very slowly cleaner in here. Working on it, getting organized. One thing I did change though, the TV ended up being way too tall. And you see all those little dots? What are all those little dots? Everywhere. I had this one little ring, light ring, ever since I owned it. And I could deal with that, but now I have all these dots in there. What's that? If you know what that is and how to fix it, let me know. Anyway, what I was saying is the TV was way too high, so I had to remount that. It's much lower now, much more tolerable. And it's been a long time for me to ponder on these labels, these little temporary pieces of tape, and they're not good enough. So I found some really cheap ones on Amazon. That's gonna look much nicer with a little card on it. I have not yet decided if I want to handwrite the labels or if I'm gonna print them. Probably gonna handwrite them, just like, because I like my handwriting, don't you? Oh yes, that was the other thing. When I was in that time lapse of moving my desk, my computer fell. There was one cable that I forgot to unhook. Somehow, I don't know how that happened. It got yanked right off the table and it smashed, and there used to be some plastic all around that, and now that's gone, but it still works. Thankfully, it was not damaged. It's been a very long time since I last recorded. The new labels are in, so everything has its place and it stays organized. That's the tricky thing, is to organize it once and then keep it organized. Dang it. A couple other new additions. We've got a nice bear print right there and a fox print right there to make it feel more homely. And of course there's my beautiful wife. And then we have our studio lighting set up, and when I need to, I can put some diffuser umbrellas over those. Computer's all set up, and this is a pair of giant snake plushies I'm making for my kids. We've got the birds up there. We've got all the animal heads and pelts over there. And then we have some new additions to the gun wall. So maybe you can tell, but some of those guns are real and some of them aren't. Then we got my bow and arrow. And then the last addition is I've had these cane swords for a while back in storage. And so I thought I'd hang those up as part of this whole wall, because we've got all my swords over there. This whole station, we've got printing station here, got my Cricut or Cricut or however you want to say it. It's Cricut. And my printer, everything's set up there with lots of materials in the cabinet. We've got some random junk that doesn't go anywhere. And then we have the sewing station over in the corner. And then this is also flat storage on this side with all different kinds of paper and old artwork. And then behind there holds everything that's really long. So there's a bunch of paper and rolls of leather back there. So we have now all this floor space to fill up with junk again. Sorry if these angles are a little weird. I'm plugged into the wall right now on my camera because the battery's dying and I wanted to get this done. That's the new office. And having those drawers made it all possible. You don't support me? My brother is the only one that supports me in this. He's the only one. You guys don't care about me.